Hola, hola, buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches, por lo que sea. Muchas gracias a todos por uniendo otra vez a mi canal de YouTube, Spanish Nerd Livestream número 41. So last time I actually got it mixed up. Last livestream it was número 40, so number 40 and not 39. Pero ya tenemos 41 live streams or Spanish Nerd live streams. ¡Qué excelente! Me llamo Josué. My name is Joshua y yo soy de los Estados Unidos. And I'm from the United States. Y como puedes ver del título, I am a Spanish nerd. Yo soy amante de los idiomas y estudiando nuevos idiomas. Andre Hammond. Hola, buenas. ¿Cómo está usted? Cuéntame. ¿Cómo va todo en la vida? Esto es súper excelente. Es un día bastante chévere. Tenemos buen clima. Todo está bien. Casi llegamos al verano. Somos summertime. Actually, what is summertime? ¿Cuándo empieza el verano? No estoy seguro. Summer. 2023. No, junio, pero ya casi hace mucho calor. Andrew Hammond, cansado de mis niños. Me imagino que sí. Que los niños se quitan mucha energía y siempre estás pendiente. Qué excelente. Me alegro muchísimo. Y have you been, ¿has estado acá una vez? Have you been a part of this live stream before? I'm not sure if I've seen you here before. Dígame. And also for others who are joining, déjame ver por cuánto tiempo lleva estudiando español. How long have you been learning Spanish for, or whatever your target language is? And de dónde es usted? Where are you from? Y más específicamente, and more specifically, what country are you from? ¿De qué país es usted? Okay, Andrew says, no, I have commented on videos, but that's it. Okay, qué excelente. Pero muchas gracias por entrando. Muchas gracias por uniendo. And what would you say thus far? Are you liking my videos? Yo sé que no, como no todos, no todos son buenos. Quizás algunos de mis videos son casi bueno, pero no todos. I definitely know, like my beginning videos, they were definitely rough. I mean, todavía me complica a veces crearlos, o me complican crearlos, pero qué difícil. Okay. Qué excelente. So, Andrew, learning for 2 meses. Canadense. Qué excelente. From Canada. Qué padre. And how are you enjoying the language learning process thus far? A mí me encanta. I love it. And I guess for that reason, I have a YouTube channel all about it. All about learning language and learning Spanish. AEAEO, hola. Buenas. Le doy la bienvenida. Good to see you otra vez. Me da gusto verle otra vez. Okay, Andrew says, lots to do and learn, about 30 minutes to an hour every day. Oh, that's good. That's a really good amount of time to dedicate. Because I feel like sometimes I can't even get that much sometimes. Pero esto está bueno. Está súper bueno que se puede dedicar tanto tiempo a estudiar español con niños. Wow. That's amazing that you can still dedicate that much time to learning, even with children. So that's great. Siempre pienso en eso. Es como, wow, qué tan difícil lo es para ser padre y estudiar un idioma a la vez. Y cuidar los hijos, to learn a new language and to take care of children at the same time, because, yeah. That definitely will take up a lot of time. Hey, hey, yo, ¿cómo estás? Estoy bien, muchas gracias. ¿Y tú cómo estás? ¿Cómo te va? No me puede quejar. I try not to complain too much, too much. Quizás un poquito, a veces, con mis amigos, pero no siempre. Siempre intento ver lo bueno, la parte buena de la vida siempre. Y no enfoco tanto en lo negativo. Andrew says, well, I mean, sometimes I'm watching a show, listening to music on Spotify while I walk. I use Audible a lot too. Qué excelente. Is Audible? I've heard of Audible before. Is that its own separate app, or is that like a part of? Is that a part of Spotify or something, or no? Oh, not Spotify. Audible. Yeah, I'm not sure. I've heard of it. I never used it before. Pero me encanta escuchar la música latina. Latin music is absolutely amazing. Pero es un poco polémico. It's un poco polémico. A little controversial, but I'm not a big fan of Bad Bunny. I know a lot of people are. I'm not a fan of Big Bunny. I like some of the songs that he's featured in, but aparte de eso, not a big fan. But probably one of my favorite songs he's in, but it's just not his song. Ah, okay, it's owned by Amazon. Okay, that makes sense. Ebooks and stuff. Yeah, for whatever reason, it's kind of weird. I love to read books in Spanish, but I don't like to I don't like to listen to audiobooks. So that's one thing I haven't really got into. It's kind of strange because I like to really focus on the details. And if I just listen to an audiobook, I feel like I can't remember anything. But that's the strange part because I like to watch YouTube videos in Spanish. I like to listen to podcasts in Spanish, but I don't like audiobooks in Spanish. So I don't know. I don't know if that's like como un poco extraño, un poco raro, or okay, pero sí le parece un poco raro. But for me, it's just, yeah, I rather like read physical books, which I have a lot. I have a lot, many physical books. This one I plan on reading next month. Oh no, hopefully this month. I have to finish my first book though. Okay, Andrew says audiobooks, not ebooks. Okay. Porque todavía estoy leyendo Fundación. I have not finished this book, which is terrible because it's taken me almost 3 months. 3 months to finish this book. No, yeah, I started the beginning of February. So see, yeah, febrero, marzo, abril. So it's been like 3 full months already. Let's see here. I don't have that many pages left, but this book I'm reading right now, Fundación. Let's see. I only have about like 60-ish, 55 more pages left. So once I finish that book, I plan on reading another one. Otra más. Okay, Andrew says it's more like repeat after me and say this is okay, that type of audiobook. Okay. Rather than the actual proper book in Spanish audio. Okay. That seems pretty helpful. Even for me, I think that I guess those okay, I don't know if you like that type of audio, Spanish audio, then let's see here. I want to recommend a podcast to you if you haven't heard about it already. I'm pretty sure. Okay, let me try to find it. Oh yeah, Coffee Break Spanish. Coffee Break Spanish is a pretty good podcast if you like that type of audio, Spanish audio. Andrew says, I have short stories in Spanish, but I need to learn how to read them properly to learn. Sí, de nada. I have short stories in Spanish too. This one. There's this one. There's a intermediate one, and then there's 2 intermediate ones, I believe. Actually, I do have them linked in the description of this video and my other videos too, I believe. No, all my videos, yes. Short stories in Spanish for beginners, intermediate. There's another one that came out last year that's, I believe, also intermediate. I have to double check. Andrew says, I have short stories in Spanish, but I need to learn how to read them properly to learn. Sí, solo intentas, solamente como, es como día tras día. You kind of just, you just start reading, basically. For me, I try to have the mentality, or I try to like tell a lot of language learners, don't focus too much on trying to comprehend everything, because once you try to comprehend everything, whether you're listening to something or reading something, then you can get, number one, unrealistic expectations, and then number two, you can get stressed out because, of course, as a beginner, you're not going to be able to understand everything, right? I mean, even when you're intermediate or even advanced, you're not going to be able to comprehend every little thing. So don't stress out too much about like trying to understand everything, because there's multiple ways to read a book. I also like to say as well. So for example, I started learning French last year. Yeah, French last year, beginning of last year, and I bought a book right away, even though I didn't have any French vocabulary at all. But I still read it because I get to visualize, or I get to see the words that I'm reading. So basically, it's like it's still, you're still getting input, even though you don't understand it. You're still getting exposure to that vocabulary. So like later in the future, it'll be a little bit easier for you to remember, because you've already seen this word over and over again, even though you don't know what it means like quite yet. And then also for sentence structure as well. So you can still learn sentence structure and grammar even without knowing what the definition of a word is or what that word means. So that's something that I always rant about because I used to always focus too much on trying to comprehend every little thing, trying to make sure reading wise I would get stressed out because I couldn't comprehend everything, and then I just stopped doing that. And the same thing with like having conversation with someone. It's very difficult at the beginning. Even right now, it's very difficult for me, depending on who I'm speaking with. And then right now, I don't focus too much on not being able to comprehend someone, because it takes a decent amount of time to get adapted to the way someone speaks. Let's see here. I have short Spanish. You learn how to read them. And then, yeah, I guess then on top of that, he does, Ollie Richards, he does, like at the beginning of the book, I don't know if you've seen it. At the beginning of the book, he gives like some tips on how to read his book. Go figure. So yeah, how to read effectively. So he has his own little tips for how to read his books like in the beginning. So maybe that could help as well. Yo says, es loco tratando de aprender español. Espero que haya otra manera cortita para aprender un idioma, pero es un mito. Claro que sí, es difícil, pero es como, bueno, ¿cómo se dice? ¿Qué se dice? Se dice que la vida es difícil, ¿verdad? That's kind of like a very well-known un dicho muy popular, a very well-known saying that life is difficult. So, learning a language is also going to be difficult, pero por lo menos es posible. Y no te causa daño. Like, it's not like a difficult word harms you. So, I mean, como el desafío de aprender un idioma solamente te dan habilidades, nuevas habilidades, más paciencia, más educación, una mente más abierta, etcétera, etcétera. Yo solo veo como beneficios de estudiar un nuevo idioma. Solamente buenas cositas. Ooh, this is a good question. Okay, Andrew asks, how do I practice speaking when I don't have someone to speak to every single day? That's a really good question. And yeah, you let me just scroll down to your second thing here. Then your second question is, do I talk to myself trying to not focus on translating everything in my head every time I read or hear something? My mind slows me down a lot. So yeah, So if you don't have someone to speak with every day, then that is one option that you have, is speaking to yourself. I personally speak to myself every single day, and I think in Spanish every single day as well. And I think those simple methods work out very well. And when you're talking to yourself, there's just like many ways of doing it. Sounds kind of funny, right? Many ways of talking to yourself. So one way is you just describe everything. You describe everything that's in front of you. So right now, maybe you're watching on your computer or your phone, it's live stream. So you can just say exactly that. Okay, yo veo una computadora negra, o mi teléfono negra, y estoy viendo un video, algo así. And it's just like you kind of just explaining everything that's around you, like you're narrating things. So that's one option of doing that, just narrating everything, um, or describing things in general too. So when I say narrating, again, just like okay, en este momento, ahorita estoy mirando un live stream de Spanish blueprints. So like there, I just said, I'm watching a live stream from the Spanish Blueprints YouTube channel, and then you just add more and more. You try to be, as detailed as possible, just talking about, whatever's going on. And so you can do that in your apartment. I do that all the time when I'm in my home. I narrate what I'm doing. So como estoy hablando conmigo mismo, pero a la vez con gente a través del internet, con mi canal de YouTube. So, I'm talking to myself, I'm talking to y'all, do my YouTube channel, and then I'll think about what I'm going to do in the future. Then I'll say that as well. Okay, luego, quizá, yo voy a salir con unos amigos. I'm going to go hang out with some friends. Y también me toca editar uno de mis videos para la próxima semana. I have to edit some videos for next week. Y también todavía me falta la limpieza. So I also need to clean as well. So that's what I do all the time. I'm always narrating, and it can be, even if you don't, and if you're not able to say sentences right now, for example, you can just say, single words, like whatever comes to your head or what you're seeing again. So you keep looking on your poem, you're like, okay, agua. I have agua right in front of me. How I say it in Spanish? Lámpara, lámpara, ventana, luz. I do that as well. I see an object and then I'll just say it in Spanish, and then that's like my way of not only trying to remember words if I forget them, but then also I'm practicing my the way that I speak, and I'm always improving my pronunciation as well. So that's why I kind of say that there's multiple ways of talking to yourself, because it depends on the objective. So let's say if I just want to improve my pronunciation skills, then I might just work on single words. So I know, for example, that ventana is a hard word for me. So window in Spanish, that's a hard word for me to say. But every time I see like a window, I'm going to say, okay, ventana, ventana, ventana. I'm going to say it repeatedly. So that's one way, pronunciation. But then if my goal is to, just speak like more fluidly, then I'm going to be working on just trying to combine sentences, new sentences, using different words and things like that. And, narration, like I was just doing and explaining. So yeah, there's a whole method. There's a whole method to talking to yourself to improve your speaking skills. And I mean, you can use this. You can use that with any new language that you're learning. For the most part. For the most part. So talking to yourself is a really good skill. Then also making sure that you're speaking every single day. I highly recommend doing that as well. Make sure that you're speaking every single day, again, to yourself, thinking in Spanish every single day to yourself as well. So that's what I do, and yeah, it helps out a lot. So I mean, again, like I was saying, right now I'm learning French. I'm a complete beginner with French, completely from scratch, and I do the same thing when it comes to speaking. I'm terrible. I don't. My vocabulary level with French is really really low. I cannot have a conversation for, let's say, like 2 minutes. I can have a 2 minute conversation in French. But what I do is throughout the day, again, I repeat words that I'm learning. So like I think window in francés, la ventana in francés is For the net, like right there. I forgot what the word is, but usually what I try to do is, if I'm learning a word, then I'll say, okay, for the net throughout the whole day, or words or phrases too. Okay, I'm tired right now. Okay, estoy cansado en español, pero en francés, je suis. What is it in French? Je suis fatigué. Je suis fatigué. So then I'll say that throughout the day, or depending on if I'm feeling that way. So yeah, that in short is like kind of what I do and how you can practice speaking when you don't have anybody to speak with. Good question. English for better life. Hola, buenas, buenas. ¿Cuántas horas le dedicabas a aprender español al día? So that's a good question. English for better life asks, how many hours do you dedicate to learning Spanish every single day? It's hard for me. It's hard to say or it's even like count because I don't like nowadays. I don't count ever, and I do less of formal like studying ish. So like it's rare that I just sit down, watching a video and I'm taking notes, and then I'm like timing myself. So like I really do that. So it's very difficult to give you a response to that because como like español como es parte de mi vida, entonces es menos calculado y es más como que yo incluir español en cada parte de mi vida. So I'm not really thinking about like hours anymore. I never think about how many hours I'm studying. I just try to make sure that I'm using Spanish as much as possible. I'm speaking Spanish as much as possible, and I'm consuming Spanish as much as possible as well, whether podcasts, YouTube videos, Spanish music, etc., etc. So I don't have an answer to that actually. Ok. Yo me voy a recomendar una película que yo use aprender español. Ya la vi más de 10 veces. You watch the same movie 5 times? Wow, qué increíble. Y para todos los que están entrando, make sure that you subscribe to my channel if you have not yet. Suscribir a mi canal de YouTube, Spanish Blueprints. Suscríbete y también make sure that you give this live stream a like as well. Or like it, dale un like, dale un gusto, algo así. So AEAO, yeah, this one I don't know if it's still on Netflix. I watched it like a few years ago. But what movie I recommend is this movie is really wild. It's like a little bit like satire slash drama slash um yeah, like satire and comedy, drama. It's very interesting, but I definitely recommend watching this movie. It was on Netflix. I don't know if it still is on Netflix because I watched it a few years ago. But that's one I'd recommend. Another one I watched on Netflix a while ago was called Yucatan, but I didn't like it that much. I did like La Dictadura Perfecta. I did like that one a lot. But Yucatan, it was all right. It was a comedy, but I wasn't really laughing. No estaba sonriendo tanto. No me reí mucho durante la película. Pero bueno, todo depende de sus gustos. But I haven't watched that many movies in Spanish, honestly. Very few. English for Better Life. Te voy a enseñar unos slang de RD a cotejar. I don't know. I feel like maybe I've heard it before, but I don't remember. Acotejar, bacano, I've heard that one before. Chercha, I've heard that one, but I don't know how to use it. Chin, I know how to use that one. I heard of it. Disparate, sí, también yo sé eso. Concho, también yo sé. Artura, yo no sé. Artura. Lengua larga, yo también. Lengua larga como un hablador, debe haber. Manso, I've heard manso before, but I don't know how to use it. I don't know what that means. Andrew Hammond, great idea. When you don't know a word while narrating, would you stop and look it up? Sí, se puede. Yeah, you can if you want. I mean, all these things they're not like hard rules. So I mean, you can definitely do that if you like. I think it depends on like what what your goal is as well. I mean, since you're in the beginning stage, then vocabulary acquisition is definitely more than likely a big a part of what you're learning right now. So yeah, I mean, I have a dictionary. I have a French dictionary and I have a Spanish dictionary, and I'm always looking up words. My dictionary right here. I'm always looking up new words, and then again, that's also how I learn and remember new words as well. Like right now, I'm trying to think of a word I don't know in Spanish. Okay, right now I don't know I don't know how to say drill in Spanish. Okay, I don't know how to drill in Spanish. So yeah, you can like look up the word in the dictionary. Dictionary is really good. I think dictionaries are kind of undervalued and they're underrated. They're not overrated. They're underrated. So see what drill is in Spanish. Because really the key of vocabulary acquisition, remembering new words, is just that you're getting exposed to it, but then also that you're using it. ¿Cómo se dice? ¿Cómo se dice drill? DR. Es un taladro. Taladro. Okay. Dentist. Dentist drill. Ejercicio. Taladro, por favor. Entrenar. Okay, quizás es un taladro. So now it's like, okay, taladro, taladro. So basically what I would do after looking at that word in the dictionary, again, I'm going to repeat that word throughout the day. Taladro, taladro, taladro. Así. I'm going to say it out loud. I'm going to think about it, probably like, write it down in a notebook or something like that. And then for the next week, I'm going to try to say that word, use it as much as possible when I'm speaking with friends. If you have nobody to speak with, again, you just kind of do that yourself. You can write it down. You can put a sticky note on the wall or something like that, whatever you got to do to remember it. But yeah, definitely just like, looking up a word. If you don't know it, when you're narrating it, is exactly how you learn new words. And that's how I constantly learn new words as well, with Spanish too. I'm speaking to myself. Okay, I don't know how to say this. Then, I try to figure it out. But not always, of course. Like, there's always something that you don't know. So you don't have to look up every little thing that you don't know because, it'd be a little bit difficult to try to learn all that right away. Like con tiempo, like with time, you'll learn it. Sean, hola, hola, buenas, tanto tiempo. Hola, un poco temprano, ¿no? Sí, es un poco temprano. Pero ahora mismo, ahorita, ese live stream me ayuda más. Oh, bueno, es como el tiempo adecuado. No, es el tiempo perfecto para mí. O sí, también es adecuado. Aunque no lo había aunque no lo había tratando para hablar y con yo mismo, creo que puedo escuchar a otra persona hablando en inglés despacio y entonces traduciendo en español al mismo ese tiempo. Sí, deberías, deberías hablar contigo mismo. Es súper útil. I think sometimes us as language learners, especially I'll say if we're new to learning a new language, like after our native language, we don't understand how difficult, not how difficult, how much like effort we have to put into speaking for us to develop our skills. Because that was me. I used to think I could. Well, no, like when I first started to kind of speak to myself, I would do it for maybe like 2 minutes. I would get tired, and then I would stop. I would think for a few minutes, and then I would stop. I would get really tired. But I didn't realize how much effort and for how long I would have to speak to myself and speak to other Spanish speakers for my speaking skills to actually develop. It took a very long time, but also it's because it took me a long time for me to make the decision that I was actually going to speak every single day. Y cosas así. Andrew, when do you say vez versus tiempo? Perfecto. Yeah, that's yeah, these kind of questions. Uf. Eso es difícil. Thank you. Gracias. Gracias. Hola. Gracias. Hey. Veces sometimes mi tiempo es literalmente the time. So yeah, so tiempo. Pero no, para mí no, porque se puede utilizar estas palabras en varias formas. So I'll say, okay, por ejemplo, una vez is like one time. Pero, okay, a la vez at the same time, con tiempo is like with time. Dígame. ¿Qué más? ¿Qué más? Em, ¿Por cuánto tiempo? Ajá, ¿por cuánto tiempo estudiar español? The time. I'm trying to think. There's one. I think there's definitely some. En variedad. No, yo dije como en varias formas. O como se puede utilizar en varias frases, básicamente. I'm trying to think of one where it would be difficult for you to choose in between the two, if I can think of one, but we'll see. El tiempo real, el tiempo real. Sí, ¿cuántas veces? How many times? Pero si yo pregunto, pero si preguntar a alguien, no es como es por cuánto tiempo, how long, and when it be like cuánto veces, pero que eso es como más como un número, cuántas veces. Sí, este tiempo, ajá, this time. Esos entonces, ese tiempo. Pero ¿por qué no este tiempo? Como este tiempo, yo voy a hablar en español y inglés, pero no solamente inglés, o ni tampoco solamente en español, pero los dos a la vez. Este tiempo. Pero una cosa que te va a ayudar muchísimo, Angie. Like one thing will help you a lot when it comes to grammar like this. Really, any form of grammar for the most part is reading. Reading was going to help you. I would say like it's one of the best methods for learning grammar, in my opinion. Reading and then of course having conversations. But you're not able to have conversations yet. Just listening to Spanish, but reading specifically because, of course, when you're learning, listening comprehension is really difficult. So it's actually really difficult. So it's hard to like hear every single word. But if you're reading, you have all the words in front of you, so you know exactly what's being said or what's being written. So yeah, reading is very helpful, really helpful for reading grammar or for understanding grammar. Like right now for French, I'm not even for the most part, besides like some Duolingo, and sometimes I might look up some simple grammar concepts, but I never open up my French grammar book. With French, I'm doing like fully immersion. It's working pretty well. I'm just learning how to put sentences together, primarily just by reading and just consuming content for the most part, and just repeating what other people are saying. And that's that's one really easy method to learn a language without having to do any without having to open up a grammar book. You just copy everything that you're consuming. Y yo, la peli que te recomendé un poco tiempo pasado fue Las Nubes Rojas. Es un peli muy lento y entretenido, así que muy útil para aprender español. Quiero otra peli igual. Okay. Muchas gracias. I have not watched that one yet. I don't have my notebook here, do I? No. Okay, but yeah, anotar esta palabra. I'll make sure that I write that one down. Sí, de vez en cuando. Todo el tiempo. All the time. De vez en cuando. Una vez a la semana. Una vez al mes. And una variedad. Oh. Okay, yeah, let me write that one down. That one's called, you said, Las Nubes Rojas. Okay. Nubes Rojas. Perfecto. Ok, ya la tengo guardado acá en mis sticky notes. Sí, también, ¿no? Algún tiempo. Josué ha buscado información sobre Avant. I have not yet, but thank you for reminding me. That's one thing I gotta do. Start during my live streams. I'm really bad at taking notes. I don't always go back to the live stream, so I need to make sure I do that. I still find it very fascinating that avant means before in français. En français. Antes. Okay, I'm going to write that one down. Ay, caramba. La computadora está un poco caliente. Ay, Dios. Muy caliente. Okay. Entonces, quizás sea más fácil fijarse en lo que dicen los nativos y no sabría cómo usar eso, ese tiempo. Eso es lo que yo, bueno, puedes hacer dos cosas así. For something as simple as that kind of grammar concept, or just like trying to figure out that, it's really easy just to go online and look that up, and you can find an answer super easily. Like if you just go on Reddit, you can find the answer to that on Reddit pretty easily. So that's like what like the kind of the good thing about learning grammar these days. In 2023 tenemos como un montón de publicaciones. We have like Reddit, a lot of different forums where you can easily find answers to like simple grammar concepts like that. And of course, language change applications too. Muyadin Dair. Hola, hola, buenas. Thank you for joining. If I said your name incorrectly, por favor, no se enoja, because not the best at pronouncing names. So, pero muchas gracias por uniendo. And how long have you been learning Spanish for, Muyadin? ¿Por cuánto tiempo lleva estudiando español? Ellos creo que hay hora, tiempo, veces, hora para hora de día, tiempo para tiempo en general. Por eso, hay veces para cantidad de tiempo. I always forget that. Thank you, Sean. That's one thing I always struggled with. I used to do that all the time. Muchas gracias por unirse a esta live stream. Because a veces you can't use like the gerund. I don't know how to pronounce that word. The the gerund of a verb. So como cantando, levantando, bailando after certain words. And I used to always get that incorrectly. Or I always get that incorrect. Muy bien, I'm a super beginner. Que excelente. How excellent. And what made you want to learn Spanish, Muyadin? ¿Por qué tenía un deseo para estudiar y aprender español? Gerund. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Y hola, Johnny. Thanks for joining. Gracias a todos ustedes que están uniendo o entregando a este live stream. Entregando a este live stream. Ah, Gerund. Okay. It's really confusing because I was thinking of the Spanish letter. So I was like, oh, it's gerund. Gerundio. Yo no sé. Me confunda. But the gerund. Because the J and the G have very similar sounds. So that's what always mixes me up with English. English always mixes me up. And it's my native language. Y si no has suscribido a mi canal, por favor, haz esto. Haz esto. Suscribir a mi canal. Ay, tengo que limpiar esto. Yo tengo muchas huellas acá. Pero suscríbete a mi canal también si quieres. Like this live stream as well. And share my videos con tus amigos, con sus amigos, con sus familiares, with your family, with your friends, with random people in la calle, with random people in the street, with people at work, with whoever. Cada quien se puede aprender. Got 2 new videos coming out next week. I'm very excited. Very excited. I love making videos. It's really fun. I love the process. I hope I'm getting better at making videos. I hope to make videos con más valor. Mejor, con mejor calidad, con todo. Un mejor guión. Pero también a veces yo soy un perfeccionista, a veces. So sometimes I gotta be a little perfectionist, which is not the best como mentalidad, not the best mentality to have when making videos. But then you don't, because then you overthink things way too much, and then you like never release a video. Muyadin, I just love language. I already speak 3 languages. Oh, excellent. Wow, so I want to learn more languages, so why not Spanish? I love that answer. Why not Spanish? And I can't even give you a reason for why not Spanish. There are so many reasons to learn Spanish. It's an absolutely beautiful, beautiful language. I love it. I love Spanish. Me encanta como suena ese idioma. I love how it sounds. I like how my personality changes when I speak it. I like speaking in general. I love it. Como cada cosa de español me encanta. Very beautiful language. And they say French is the language of love. I would say Spanish is definitely the language of love, if not a language of a language of love, at the very least. ¿Cómo ha estado? Ha estado excelente. Gracias. That's a good channel. Why not Spanish? Yeah, that actually is a really good channel. Actually, I haven't watched the channel for a while. But yeah, I love Why Not Spanish. Why Not Spanish is con Maria. It's from, I think it's Maria and Cody. So Cody is un americano, or is he from Canada? I can't remember. He's from Canada or he's from the US, and then Maria, she is from Colombia. That's one YouTube video I haven't really watched. I never watched. Well, I guess even like a few years ago, I never watched streaming Spanish. I don't know how long it's been around for. But I haven't watched much of streaming Spanish, even though it's kind of cool because I don't know if he's like the main YouTuber, which I but yeah, I haven't really watched streaming Spanish. But it's pretty cool. Ay, ¿qué pasó? Todavía estoy acá. Okay, I don't know. I think my connection was kind of jumping, going high, then going low. Okay, estoy acá todavía. All right, good. It's kind of slow because my Wi-Fi, yeah, está bien. Johnny. Roger, hola Roger, buenas. Roger says, creo que Cody es estadounidense y María es de Colombia y ellos viven allá en Colombia. I think they've they lived in the US too, I think, right? They lived in both places? I'm not sure. Dede Didi Hard 65. Hola, hola. De dura. How you been? ¿Cómo ha estado? Good to see you join the live stream as well. Muchas gracias por estar con nosotros. Johnny, ¿tienes algunos planes de visitar un país española? Bueno, en este momento no. De hecho, no tengo planes de visitar un país española o de habla hispana aún, pero ojalá que en el futuro sí. Pero en este momento no, desafortunadamente. Yo soy como un hombre de Tennessee. Sean, I'm the only one with the crap connection. No, on my end, it was showing that my connection was crap, but now it went away. So before it showed that my internet was like really low. It didn't even cut out on me. I don't know why. But we should be good now. Oh, okay. Muyadin says I can speak Somali, Swedish, and English. I'm learning right now Arabic and Spanish. Okay, excelente. Wow. Roger says yes, they used to live in U.S. Tennessee or something. Okay. Yes, I remember seeing that like on Instagram or something like that. Oh, I guess maybe one of their videos. Yo siempre tengo un problema con mi conexión a tu video en directo. Oh, ¿verdad? No sabía eso. ¿Por qué no me dijiste antes? I didn't know this earlier. No me dijiste sobre su conexión, porque yo podría haber investigado un poquito sobre mi conexión, porque yo no sé si viene de mi lado. I don't know if it comes from me or it's the platform or what. Porque técnicamente estoy streaming from a platform. So it's like a platform that streams to YouTube and streams to Twitter. So I'm not streaming directly from YouTube. So I don't know if that is having any effect. But for the most part, at least from my end, it's showing that la conexión está fuerte. I don't think Maria can stay más de 90 días. Yo no sé de su situación, si ya tiene una em, su residencia o tarjeta verde o lo que sea, yo no tengo ni idea. Sean, queremos conversar sobre los entre por qué y por qué. Actually, I don't know the difference between por qué y por qué, like with the space. I don't know what the difference between. Eso sería un video interesante. Sí, sería. But I don't know the difference between the second one that you have and the last one. But the rest of or the third one. I don't know the third one either, actually. I know the first one and the last one, but I don't know the second one and the third one that you have. Yeah, start making more videos that are kind of like lesson type videos ish. Como frases, verbos, sustantivos, cosas así. Y también me ayuda también. And those types of videos, even though if they are basic, still help me out a lot too, actually. Buen reviso. One that took me a long time to figure out was I think oh yeah, well Port versus Para. Port versus Para, that one was always really difficult for me. Right now, it's less difficult, but sometimes I don't even know. Because like sometimes I feel like a lot of Spanish, it's like some Spanish speakers, they use them interchangeably sometimes. So I don't know. But I used to stress a lot about Port versus Para, but now I don't stress about it at all. Johnny, los voy a mirar. Ah, qué excelente. Me da mucho gusto oír esto. Joseph, creo que es de tu lado porque mira otros videos, pero no se terminó el video. Huh. Well, that's good to know. I usually don't get a notification that my connection is low, so I don't know why. Maybe I just need better internet, I guess. Quizás es esto. Tengo que pagar más para aumentar mi calidad, la calidad de conexión, para que sea más fuerte y constante. No sé. Me toca investigar más. See, Johnny says the por y para no son intercambiable. I just made that word up. Yeah, like they aren't, but I know some Spanish speakers that definitely use them kind of interchangeably though. And sometimes it's not very. Sometimes it's I don't know. It's kind of confusing. Like some of the rules for por and para, they're very separate, and you know exactly when you should be using them. And other times it's just like, yeah, that works. Funciona por ahora. Chance Duolingo me dio una frase que me resulta muy difícil. No tienes por qué fue un placer acompañarte. No tienes por qué fue un placer acompañarte. Huh. Have I heard that before? No tienes por qué fue un placer acompañarte. That's an interesting phrase. And I don't know if I heard that one before or seen it before. Johnny B. Hay muchos videos sobre ese tema. Sí, claro que sí. Yeah, there's a lot of videos on the differences between different words. Many videos. And of course, all over the internet, you can find just plenty of answers. Pero por eso yo digo que como viene con tiempo. Like it comes with time when it comes to figuring out the One quote that not quote. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. How do you say that in Spanish? I lost my train of thought. Yo perdí my train, mi tren de pensamiento. No, that's how you said it. yo perdí mi pensamiento. Algo así. O se fue mi pensamiento. Se fue. Se fue. O estoy pensando en algo afuera. No sé. What was I saying? What was I saying? Sí, pues son mis intereses los que. Pero eso me ha interesado pero eso me ha interesado. Oh yeah, you get a lot of answers all online. That's why I use Reddit for a lot of grammar, grammar answers. Reddit is really good for that. Y cuénteme cómo están estudiando. How are y'all learning Spanish? What are you using? What resources are you using? Are you living in a Spanish speaking country, maybe? Or are you living in a different country that does not speak Spanish or use Spanish at all? This year, I've definitely been going more just kind of fully immersive route and just making Spanish a part of my life. That's what I've been doing primarily this year. So I mean, I've made a lot of goals, but a lot of my goals I can satisfy them by just doing simple things. Like right now, like a lot of my goals, I don't have to focus on one goal at a time because I can hit multiple goals at one time. That one's a language hack right there. Not just focusing, you don't have to focus like on one goal, but I can hit many goals just by using one resource or by doing one activity. It's really amazing. Vecinos. Jonathan, Roger, perdí mi pensamiento. Gracias. Johnny, I'm learning by watching this. Que excelente. And then usually in my live streams as well, there's normally at least one or two native Spanish speakers. So that helps me out a lot. I was like, wait, hold on. I don't know how to say this, or I forgot. I don't know if I'm saying this correctly. Then I just ask someone in the comments here or in the chat, in the live chat, and I usually get some help. So it's pretty amazing. In these live streams, we've had Spanish speakers from Mexico, Argentina, la República Dominicana. I said Mexico, didn't I? Anybody from España? Argentina, Ecuador. I think of any other places. But yeah, we've had a few Spanish speakers in the chats here during the live streams from various places. It's pretty cool. Johnny, I used to take lessons. Tengo un nivel muy básico, pero puedo comunicar. Qué excelente. Johnny says, he visitado a Colombia 18 veces. Wow. Johnny says, I visited Colombia 18 times. Wow, that's amazing. I have never been to Colombia before. 18 times? I can't even imagine. That must be amazing. That is a lot. I hope that you are dancing every single time that you go there. ¿Sabes cómo bailar? Bailes ahí. Salsa, cumbia. ¿Estás bailando en Colombia? Dios mío. Tienes que aprender cómo bailar. You have to learn how to learn, especially if you're already there. En un tiempo corto. Pero por eso estás alrededor de colombianos, hispanohablantes, para que te enseñe. Porque eso es como se puede aprender. Especialmente, pero tú estás en Colombia. If you're in Colombia, you have to, you have to, you have to, you have to. Eso literalmente, ¿qué se dice sobre Colombia? Que Colombia es el país mundial de la salsa. Es como, like, Colombia is like the heart of salsa. No seas, no seas tímido, no seas tímido. Chances he visitado algún país español 0 veces. Ojalá un día podrías hacerlo. I've only been 3 veces. Roger says, pretty crazy. Most people don't visit 80 different cities nearby, let alone another country. Exactamente. That's a lot. And Roger, I don't know if I've seen you before in these live streams. ¿Has unido una vez a mi live stream? Y si no, le doy la bienvenida. Sí, bachata. Oh, you bachata. No sabía que bailan bachata ahí. I know that they dance bachata there. I mean, I assume they dance bachata everywhere, but I know in Colombia. But I like bachata. Johnny, this is one of those things. You can say this in many different ways. You can say como yo he estado en Colombia. So I have been in Colombia. Como yo he estado en. Yo he estado en. He estado. Yeah, you say he estado en Colombia. That's why I'm saying it. Or you can say yo fui a Colombia. Yo estuve en Colombia. Me aloje en Colombia. Like I don't know. I actually have no idea how to translate that to English. I guess it's like stayed. Like I stayed in Colombia, or me alojé en un hotel en Colombia. Me quedé en Colombia. I stayed in Colombia. There's so many ways of saying it. Sí, he visitado Colombia. He viajado a Colombia. That's one thing about Spanish that kind of irritates me. There's so many ways to say just one thing. Johnny, conoces 18 ciudades de Colombia. Wow, qué impresionante. So Johnny knows or has been to 18 cities, really. Okay, Roger says, si he asistido unos antes, fue hace unos meses. Okay. Perfecto. Quizás, bueno, no. Y solamente yo no recuerdo. Pero gracias. Thank you for coming again. John, they need to learn them all because other people use all the different maneras. They use conocer is weird. I love that. I love that in Spanish you use conocer for these types of things. Conoces un país. Es como más personal. Es muy, no sé, no sé cómo explicarlo. Es wow, es muy especial. Para conocer un lugar. Para conocer un lugar. No, yo no sé un lugar. Yo no sé algo, pero yo la conozco. It's like it's so different. I love it. And that's the other part of learning language I like as well. Like that is like the things that you can't transfer from one word to the next or from one language to the next. I love that aspect because it like really opens up your mind. It's just like it's like a completely new way of thinking about things. No pun intended. And Johnny, no necesariamente, no necesariamente. So Johnny says they need to learn them all because other people use all different maneras. You don't have that's the thing too. I try to like it's like one of those things. Um ¿Qué quiere decir? Yeah, you don't have to like know every single phrase, like every single combination of phrases or every single phrase for just like one thing. You don't have to. It's not necessary because you can use one and use like the same phrase in every single country to be able to understand you. Yo he viajado a Colombia. You can use that anywhere and people can be able to understand exactly what you just said. So that's one thing. Same thing with like saludos. There's probably over 50 saludos, or especially if you add in all the different countries, so many different saludos that you can use when you're meeting someone. There's so many different ones. So that's why I prefer just to say "Cómo estás?" for people I don't know. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo te va? ¿Cómo va todo? ¿Qué te ha ido? A lot of ways of saying things. A-I-E-I-O, para mí, aprendiendo español, yo tenía que regresar al principio a mis historias de los niños, porque ahora puedo entender más mejor con mi gramática, vocabularios y todo. Eso es lo que yo hice también después de graduarme de la universidad. Yo hice exactamente lo mismo. Yo tuve que regresar a los básicos, a las básicas de gramática, a las básicas de la pronunciación, las básicas de vocabulario después de graduarme, porque como yo tenía como un español muy roto, y no pude combinar palabras, no pude hablar muy bien, no pude comunicarme bien, porque no nunca estudié cómo hacerlo, tampoco. So a veces I do the same thing. Go back to the basics, especially if you. That's something I recommend to like all those who have like learned a language in school, but then now they're learning language on their own. Is like definitely to go back to the basics, because like for me, for example, and for many other language learners, you learn, let's say, like starting from middle school, maybe beforehand, learn in high school, a little bit in college, but then it's just for school. So like what you're like the Spanish you're learning is it's like kind of like it's all broken up. It's not all together. So like you don't have like a clear picture how to connect things together and things like that, possibly depending on how your learning experience was. But for many language learners, like they're just like learning for like to pass a class. So that's why it's como and después de la universidad, even after going at the university level, like Spanish is extremely broken. Pronunciation is like bad. Pronunciation is not really good. It's como suena como gringo. Y todo este tipo de vaina. Porque nunca aprendiste cómo utilizarlo en el mundo real, ¿me entiendes? Por esa razón, los básicos son las claves. Sean, conocer is to be familiar, saber is equals to know. I don't know if I ever heard that explanation before like that before. To know is saber, pero conocer is to be familiar with. Because conocer, because that's, por ejemplo, si conoces a una persona, si una persona me conoce, eso significa que como llevamos tiempo conociéndonos. Pero a la vez, hay niveles de conocer a alguien. So at the same time, there's different levels of knowing someone. I remember someone saying to me, like, "Oh, como ya te conozco. Like, I already know you." I'm like, "No, you don't. No me conoces porque no llevamos mucho tiempo juntitos. Como yo no conozco mucho de ti." Pero ella me estaba explicando que, ya te conozco en la forma de que como ya conocemos como un par de veces, como no somos amigos como muy cercanos, como amigos de vida, pero todavía ya conocemos. So that's why it's like, como conocer es un poco más difícil, como en cuanto a relaciones, like with relationships with like other people. It's really funny. But I really like that. I like how you can know a person, but then also know a city. It's really interesting. Es muy bonito. Es muy lindo. Really beautiful. Okay, una cosita. Let me know in the chat here. Actually, no. Yeah, let's do this. So, okay. For others who have joined, everybody who's new that has joined or just joining in right now, let me know por cuánto tiempo lleva estudiando español, or cuánto tiempo lleva estudiando español. How long have you been learning Spanish for? And then also, de qué país es usted? What country are you from? And where are you from in general? ¿De qué es usted? Lily J. Hola, 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 buenas. Buenas, desde California. Aquí, aparte del español, hola, Colombia. Gracias. Me da gusto verle otra vez. And then the next question I have for everyone I would like for all of you to type in the chat or put in the chat here, what is your favorite word in Spanish? What is your favorite word in Spanish? ¿Cuál es tu palabra favorita en español? O tu palabra... Sí, tu palabra favorita en español. Nathan, hola, hola, buenas. Hola, el guapo. Gracias. Okay, yeah, let's add on to that. Dígame, cuéntame, ¿cuál es tu palabra favorita en español y por qué? What is your favorite word in Spanish and why? Nathan says comida. That's a great word. Sounds very smooth. Comida. Sean says, mi palabra favorita es tiquismisquis. Siempre viene con palabras raras. O bueno, por lo menos como palabras que aún yo no conozco. Yo no las conozco. Nathan says, because I'm fat. Esa es la razón por la cual le gusta la palabra comida en español. Roger says, soy estadounidense y de California Sur. Qué excelente. Qué buen clima. Clima favorita. O la temporada perfecta ahí. El camino ha sido mi vida entera. ¿Verdad? Ok, qué excelente. ¿Cómo? El camino ha sido mi vida entera. So you've been learning Spanish for your whole life? Oh, wait. Actually, I don't. I think I just misinterpreted that. What do you mean by Roger? What do you mean by el camino ha sido mi vida entera? Lily J, saludos desde California. Tenemos 2 personas de California, qué excelente. Y también yo tengo ¿cómo diría? Ay, ¿cuál es la palabra? Yo tengo, celoso. Estoy un poco celoso de ustedes porque están viviendo en California. I don't live in California, pero los precios, yo estoy afuera. Esos precios son desgraciados. No puedo con eso. No. Ellos says huracán. That is a really cool word. Huracán. Antes yo sabía que no pronuncias la H. So before I learned that you don't pronounce the H. Yeah, so it's not huracán. It's not huracán like English, like hurricane, but it's huracán. Y también me gusta si lo haces. Sí, yo pronuncio la palabra huracán. And it's the same thing that it can be really, really confusing, pero es la misma cosita con el país Honduras. Así es como se dice en inglés, como bueno, aquí en los Estados Unidos, Honduras. Pero en español tienes que cortar el sonido de la H porque es muda. Entonces decimos Honduras. Honduras. And it's not Honduras. Pero Honduras. Sí, suena más diferente. Suena más padre. Más chulo. Suena más chulo. Honduras. So not Han. No Han. Not like Han Solo. No, it's Han Solo, pero it's Honduras. Honduras. I love saying that word. Or this name of this country. Suena muy bonito. Honduras. Lily J. Oh, wait. Espérame. Roger says, izquierda es mi palabra favorita porque es divertido decir y soy zurdo. Zurdo significa como tú eres, like a lefty? I never heard that word before. Is that what that means? Zurdo means like a lefty? That's really interesting. Now, what is righty in Spanish then? Yeah, izquierda. I like that word too. Izquierda. Ryder says, trying to say the journey has been my whole life. Qué excelente. Qué profundo también. Qué profundo. Lily J says, Roger, yo soy zurda. Oh, wow. I don't know. I never knew that before. So, see, look at that. The most simplest thing that I don't really know. So, zurda and zurdo means lefty. Wow. Muy interesante. Me interesa. Lily J. Roger, yo soy zurda y mis hijos también. Oh, wow. 2 hijos que son zurdos. Wow. Los genes fuertes. Sean, joder, tío, cualquier palabra de España es la leche. Ostras, sí. Joder, específicamente. Joder. Eres de México. De México, viva la raza. Yo soy cubana. De Cuba. Not Cuba, pero Cuba. Qué excelente, qué excelente. Y si no lo has hecho aún, por favor, suscríbete a mi canal. Suscríbete. Suscribirse a mi canal. Nice little sign here. If you have not done that yet, subscribe to my channel. Share my videos with your friends. Si quieres, like this live stream as well. And check out the links in the description of this live stream as well. Por recursos del aprendizaje de idiomas, for some language learning resources. Check out the links in the description box. Also, un enlace para donaciones. And also, if you would like to donate as well, there's a link for that under support my content. Isaiah Martínez. Hola, ¿cómo va a estar usted? Gracias por unirle. Lily J, ya sé cómo vas con la salsa. La salsa está en mis venas. Está, ¿cómo te escribo? Como la clave, como yo sigo la clave, mi corazón, las palpitaciones de mi corazón sigue la clave. La salsa es dentro de mi cuerpo, dentro de mi ser. Entonces, la salsa va bien. Todavía estoy aprendiendo nuevos pasitos de vez en cuando durante la semana para utilizar en los bailes sociales, siempre. Pero me va bien. Ojalá que podría aprender más pasitos, más fácilmente y más rápido, pero es como yo no dedico mucho tiempo a aprender nuevos pasitos porque por la falta de tiempo. Tomo mucho tiempo para, por ejemplo, para memorizar, aprender y memorizar una secuencia de 2 minutos o algo así. Eso tuvo mucho tiempo para memorizar, entonces me cuesta, pero todavía estoy sobreviviendo. Muchas gracias por preguntar esto. Roger, no exactamente, pero nací en una ciudad con muchos mexicanos. Ah, ok, qué excelente. Roger dice, soy mexicano de mi corazón, o de mi corazón. Yo digo que yo soy dominicano por adopción. Pero en estos días, hoy en día, me estoy convirtiendo en un mexicano también, porque estoy rodeado de muchos mexicanos. Estoy, estoy enriqueciéndome de la cultura mexicana, las canciones, la música de México. Estoy intentando hablar más mexicano, pero me cuesta. Pero me encanta la cultura mexicana. Es súper chévere. O muy padre, mejor. La neta. De hecho, no he probado muchos dulces picantes. I haven't really tried many dulces picantes. De hecho, las chelas, I've heard that word, but I don't know what it means. Explícame, por favor. Pero sí, I haven't really had a lot of spicy candies. I think for me, those are still a little bit kind of strange, depending on the el dulce. Todavía estoy acostumbrándome a estas comidas. Ah, los chelos es beer. Ah, okay. No, I haven't tried too much beer. No he preparado mucha cerveza mexicana aún, todavía no. Pero las comidas sí. I've tried a lot of Mexican food this year. Mucha comida, un montón de comida. En Roger, bailes también. ¿Sabes cómo bailar? Sí, soy mexicano. I'm trying to remember what some of the dances are. Because it's always hard for me to distinguish the dances from the genres of music in Mexico. I don't know why, but I've always struggled with it. Déjame ver. Déjame ver. Let's see. Porque yo anoté esa. Guapango, zapeteado. No sé si esos son bailes, estilos de bailes o géneros de música. Guapango y zapateado. Yo no sé. El colocalismo de México todavía me tiene confundido. Nathan, have you tried Peruvian ceviche? Nunca he probado comida peruviana tampoco. I've never had Peruvian food before. Have I? If I had, I didn't know it was Peruvian food. But for what I remember, I have never had that before. Yo, una pregunta para ti. Ayer, ¿cómo celebraste el 5 de mayo? No hice nada. No hice nada ayer. De hecho, había unos eventos. Um, yeah, so come on. There was like some events yesterday in my city, and I think even today's Saturday, right? Oh my goodness, yeah, today's already Saturday. I'm like losing my days. Yeah, even today I think there's some Cinco de Mayo events, but I didn't attend any of them. Desafortunadamente. Pero yo quise, pero no fui a hacer nada. Roger, baila un poco, pero no bien. Sí, tiene que hacerlo, especialmente en California. Me imagino que sabe cómo bailar cumbia. Los mexicanos, yo sé que bailan cumbia muchísimo. But I really don't know what the other names of the. I don't know what the other names of the the styles of dance in Mexico. I know some of the names, the genres of music, como you say, como corridos, narco corridos, banda, norteños, and mariachi. But then, like the dances, for whatever reason, I don't know any of them besides cumbia y banda. Lady J, Roger, conozco mucho la cultura de México, living in Southern California also. Roger, ¿en qué estado vives? Yo vivo en el mejor estado de los... sí, en el mejor estado de los Estados Unidos. Si voy a decir algo muy polémico. Yo vivo en Texas, que fue México hace años, hace muchos años. Ay, güey, cumbia. Eso es. Así es. Tennessee, quién dice eso? No creo que nadie en los Estados Unidos admitirá que Tennessee es el mejor estado en los Estados Unidos. Pero los tejanos acá son súper, súper orgullosos de su estado. Pero no, Tennessee, Texas o México, yo digo México. Lily Jota from Cali, go Dodgers and Lakers. Sabes que los Lakers anteriormente estuvieron en Minneapolis, en Minnesota. ¿Sabías eso? Okay, eso like would been like really interesting. So the Lakers, they used to be in Minneapolis, hence the Minneapolis. I think Minneapolis, something like that, or another Minnesota for sure. I think they're the Minneapolis Lakers before. Oh, they my bad. Lakers history. So Lakers and let me ver. Su origen. Déjame ver un poco. Vamos a viajar atrás. En los. Yeah, so si Los Angeles Lakers, the Minneapolis Lakers. Y eso tiene sentido porque Minnesota tiene muchos lagos. Por esa razón tiene Lakers. Por esa razón viene el nombre, yo creo. So Minneapolis Lakers back in the day. That'd be super weird if they were still the Minneapolis Lakers and not the Los Angeles Lakers. But it probably would have put like Minneapolis more on the map. ¿Crees que Texas es aburrido? Que tiene una de las ciudades más grandes de este país. Porque Texas tiene todo. pero no se puede comparar Texas con California, porque como son muy distintos en la cultura, la política, y definitivamente los precios. Roger, Jack Lily, y la cultura está en todas partes aquí, me encanta. Texas no es weird, no lakes en, sí, por eso, sí, por eso, no lakes en Los Ángeles, por eso deberían haber cambiado su nombre. So they should have changed the name to something different. Texas es grande y muy entretenido. Hay un montón de cultura acá, una mezcla de gente acá por todos lados, por todos lados del mundo. Hay de todo. Dallas, Fort Worth, San Antonio, Houston, Austin, muchos hispanohablantes, muchos latinos, muchos hispanos aquí que viven acá, muchos inmigrantes en Texas, un montón. That's that's cool. We have a lot of diversidad en California. Vivo en el condado Ventura, cerca de Los Ángeles, go Dodgers, go Lakers. Roger, ¿te gusta el fútbol americano? Do I like American football? Claro que sí, me encanta fútbol americano, me encanta. Es uno de mis deportes favoritos. Roger bilingual. Also, yo, no es la tamaño que lo cuenta. ¿Qué significa? ¿Qué quiere decir con eso? Yo. What does that mean exactly? Hey, Jota, hey, Joshua, ¿cómo va Salsa? Salsa va bien, como de siempre. Me encanta salsa. Me encanta bailar. If you've never danced before, como bueno. Te voy a decir algo que se puede aprender mucho, se puede aprender mucho, ay Dios, se puede aprender mucho vocabulario y frases nuevas de, ay Dios, ¿qué estaba diciendo? Que a una variedad de formas de aprender nuevas frases y vocabulario con la música y con el baile. So you can learn a lot of new vocabulary and phrases, a lot about culture when you're listening to Spanish music and dancing to it as well. It's absolutely amazing. I never heard that one. Ayo. Can't speak. Se enreda la boca. Se enreda la lengua. I'll look it up. Roger, there's only one right answer on your favorite football team. Bueno, viviendo en Texas, sí, like living in Texas technically, but I'm from Minnesota. But if I was born and raised in Texas, then of course I would say the Cowboys or the Cowgirls. But since I'm from Minnesota, I would have to say not the Vikings because I don't like the Vikings. I actually hate the Vikings. They're terrible. Y me causa mucho daño y mucho estrés. Los Vikings me dan estrés. Mi equipo favorito de fútbol americano son o es los Steelers. So my favorite team is actually the Steelers. Da Bears. Well, there is a good rivalry though. They do got some decent rivalries in the North, I'll have to say. Not the size that counts. Oh, smash a thumb. Bueno, claro que sí, because we have some of the best cities, I would say. Big and best cities. And no solamente como los mejores, pero like como las ciudades in Texas, the cities in Texas, they're not the same. Quizá personas que piensan que son lo mismo, pero they're not. They're actually fairly different. Sí, los vaqueros. The Bears, Steelers no más bueno. Bueno, yeah, sí, hoy en día, sí, because like everybody's gone, unfortunately. So they also give me stress now. I think I really stopped to like care about the Steelers after Le'Veon Bell. After Le'Veon Bell left, and that really once he left, that destroyed my heart. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm done with the Steelers. I think I'm gonna go bandwagon with some other team now. But yeah, Steelers were definitely one of the best for sure. Their team was like always stacked, really up until like 2015. Like they were stacked until 2015, and that's when everybody started leaving. And or getting kicked off the team. One or the other. Ok, tenemos alrededor de, déjame contar, 1, 2, 3, 3 más 5 igual 8. So, let's see, yeah, me tengo que ir. We'll have this live stream to up until an hour and 45 minutes. Y cuando lleguemos a esa hora, yo voy a salir. So, we'll go up to an hour and 45 minutes here. This time has went by really fast. All these live streams go by way too fast. Lily Hota, the size of Texas. Nathan, Houston is loco. See, I've heard. And I have seen videos. I actually have, yeah. Houston's pretty crazy. San Antonio can get kind of crazy. I would say kind of all of Texas is pretty crazy, honestly. There's always like there's always stuff happening in Texas. There's always events and stuff going on. There's always parties all throughout the year. It's like a nonstop party in Texas. There's always stuff going on. There's always something to do. Por eso me confunde lo que está diciendo yo. Porque dijo que he visitado a Texas más o menos 5 veces. Nunca yo divertido. Nunca te divertiste, pero ¿por qué no? There's so many different things to do. I don't know how you didn't find anything to like. There's so many events. And regardless, I mean, you can play with snakes here. Se puede jugar con los serpientes. You can play with the scorpions, los coyotes. So many fun things. I actually don't know how to say scorpion in Spanish, so I'm gonna look that up right now. Actually, I have no idea how to say scorpion in Spanish. Eso me da un poco de vergüenza. It's a little bit embarrassing. That's all right. How do you say scorpion in Spanish? Do I have Siri? Is she activated? How do you say Scorpion in Spanish. Oh, really? It's super easy. Apparently, it's just escorpión. Or is this wrong? Oh, let me see. Escorpio. Escorpio. Escorpión. I guess it probably has more than one name. Pero I see here el escorpión, so that's a lot easier than I thought.
Escorpión.
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 Escorpión, otra palabra también, no sé dónde se utiliza. I know. ¿Dónde está? I thought it's another one. Oh, here it is. El alacrán.
Alacrán.
Alacrán. I don't know if they said that, where they use that word at, but bueno. You're funny. You're funny, yo. You probably saw that video then. Sprite. That's from a video. I forget what it's called though. Sprite. Nathan, Dallas, no divertido to drive. I don't remember, I guess it's not really fun to drive really anywhere in Texas because it takes forever. Roger, tengo que irme. Espero que todos tengan una gran noche. Igualmente, feliz noche, Roger. Thank you again for joining the live stream. Thank you for participating. Muchas gracias por participarte. Ha sido muy divertido. Nathan George Lopez Comedy Special. Ah, okay. Sprite. And I was watching this one video on Instagram. It was really funny too. It was like, I was like, oh yeah, it was like a video of a Dominican woman, una dominicana, y la caption dijo que, okay, name the, all the boroughs in New York. Y ella dijo que, for like Staten Island, she was like, está the island. Porque eso era acento dominicano, o sea, así. Está on island. So instead of island, it's island. Instead of Staten, it's Staten. Staten. So lo conjunto en un E. Sprite. English with hola, buenas. Jonathan. That's a really interesting way of Jonathan. I haven't seen that name like that before. Buenas, buenas. And we have 3 more minutes of this live stream. So estamos llegando al fin de ese live stream muy, muy pronto. Entonces, no te olvides de suscribirse, to subscribe to my YouTube channel here, and give this live stream a like if you have not done so already. And activar, toca timbre para activar tus notificaciones. Make sure that you activate your notifications as well so you can be notified for future videos. I have 2 more videos that are coming out, or not coming out, que van a ser publicado, that will be published this next week here. So I'm very excited. Hope you will enjoy them. English with Jonathan dijo, I don't understand you say you're fluent in Spanish and 90% of your channel is in English. Claro que sí. Or you got a Spanish channel. Porque mi canal no es in, because my channel is not como mi canal de YouTube no está dedicado o no es para hispanohablantes. Si eso fuera la verdad, yo hablaría completamente en español, pero no es así. Mi canal de YouTube es creado para mayormente estadounidenses, bueno, hablantes de inglés que están aprendiendo español. So my channel here is for English speakers, native English speakers that are learning Spanish. So that's why. Some other YouTube channels that are teaching Spanish, they'll speak maybe Spanglish, English and Spanish, or some other ones speak primarily in Spanish. But my channel is I said hispanohablantes or hablantes en inglés. Angloparlantes. I've never used that word before, like ever. Pero sí. Mi canal es para los anglopalantes que están aprendiendo español. I've thought about maybe. I mean, one thing that'd be pretty amazing if I could have a channel that's only in Spanish, but that won't be this channel. That's for sure. And definitely not right now. Pero algún día. Nathan, wife, Peruvian, ordering Coke at an In-N-Out says we want cock. Drive-through guy bursts out laughing. Ay, Dios mío. Bueno, se pasa, se pasa. Learning a language is difficult, and so is pronunciation. Yo puedes encontrar otros canales para aprender español. Claro que sí. I don't know, yeah, I mean, there's plenty of them. There are many channels. Honestly, I think there's a lot more. I feel like there's a lot more channels that teach English that than teach Spanish. I still feel like Spanish, since it's more of like a hobby kind of language, there's less focus on it, and there's like less kind of channels. I mean, there are some big ones like in this niche, in the language learning niche, but like there's only so many, I guess, I suppose. But I mean, we have a decent amount. I mean, it's YouTube, so there's channels for everything, and there are many channels. Pero bueno, llegamos al fin de este live stream. Again, thank you all for joining this live stream. Como de siempre, thank you for watching my videos. I hope you're enjoying them. I enjoy making them a lot. I have plans to make many, many more videos in the future, of course. So yeah, definitely leave comments. Leave comments on the video so I know what you like about them, what your opinion is. Depending on the topic of the video, always leave comments so I know what you think about them and how you think in general, so I can just learn more about you, etc., etc. I love reading the comments. For the most part, yeah, I do my best to respond to every single one, unless I accidentally miss some, because sometimes try to respond to comments is really strange with YouTube, just trying to work the platform and things like that. But yeah, do my best to make sure I respond to every single comment. And the comments usually are very, very como motivadores. So they're very motivating as well to help me continue to make these videos, because sometimes I don't want to make videos. I'll tell you that. There's many times I don't want to make videos. Like this morning. This morning I woke up really late and I was in bed. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to make videos today. But I como me empujé y todavía yo logré grabarlos. So I was able to record 2 videos today. So I'm going to edit those and we'll get those done to be ready for la próxima semana. Sean, gracias, señor Josué. De nada. Muchas gracias a usted por venir. Espero que buscas información sobre Avant. Yeah, I'll definitely look that up later. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Suscribir al canal and dale like, dale gusto a este video en vivo. Give this live stream a like or a gusto or a thumbs up, whatever it is these days. I'm pretty sure it's a thumbs up. Also, turn on your notifications so you can be notified for future videos and live streams, etc., etc. Thank you all again for this amazing journey. I would have never imagined that I would make a YouTube channel, so this is absolutely amazing. This was honestly kind of random that I made a YouTube channel, really, and that I've continued to make videos. It's been a year. It's been almost a year and a half. A year and a half of making videos. I can't even believe it. It's pretty crazy. It's like surreal. It's como increíble. But yeah, this is like really fun to do. I love being able to communicate with all you through live stream, through the videos. También, I have a Twitter and Instagram, so definitely check me out there. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, porque podrías escuchar a mis locuras durante el día para ver más que lo que yo hago durante el día, como mi forma de estudiar cada día y mis pensamientos locos, básicamente. So definitely check out those accounts as well for more contenido, pero como más informal. Just yeah, more content for y'all and those platforms as well. Una serie, yeah. Thank you, Sean, for the show there. Entonces, Déjame ir. Me tengo que ir. So again, mil gracias a todos ustedes. Thank you again for joining the live stream. Thank you for all your support, for watching the videos, because como no hay Spanish Blueprints sin ustedes. So there is no Spanish Blueprints without all of you language learners out there. Help to make this channel grow, exist, be here, give me a lot of inspiration, give me a lot of good ideas. And yeah, this is a fun time. Like, what else is better than learning a language with other language learners, right? So, que tengan un buen día, noche, semana, y nos vemos muy pronto. And don't forget to learn Spanish every single day. Study Spanish a little bit every single day. Don't take breaks. Don't do it. Don't do it. I know it's tempting, but don't do it. Study at least a little bit every single day. Un poquito, un chin cada día. Un chin cada día. Un poco de estudio. Leer un libro. Read a book. I have some links to books in the description box. If you need some books, listen to a song in Spanish, dance as well while you're listening to that song. Watch my YouTube videos. Watch other YouTube videos. 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever you got to do. Get your Spanish in. Talk to yourself in Spanish as well. Entonces, ok, adiós. Nos vemos muy pronto y cuídate.